Shout out to all my subscribers, you know what I mean? And anybody new that's watching my channel, I appreciate you. I am Sean B. Stola. Let's go. Hello, YouTube. you know, I've been thinking about this for a minute, right? About individuals, right? A certain type of individual to the point where a certain type of individual where they not really motivated in their own life. And if they are motivated, right, they so quick to, you know, deflect. They're quick to deflect about their issues or their shortcomings and try to throw that on somebody else. Meaning, because you're not really focused enough, because you're not dedicated enough, because you can't see past your own personal issues or struggles or insecurities. You got to make somebody else feel like, they not who they are. You know what I mean? You can't it's like, that's why I put the title in this video. It's called Don't Be a Dusty Crusty, man. And I'm gonna break this down. We're finna break it down tonight or whenever time you watch this video. We gonna get into it. But I'm talking about that individual where you out here, you pursuing things, you getting after things, you trying to, you know what I mean? You've been through things in your life, but you got this person that's always talking about negative situations. They own insecurities. They own, you know what I mean, how they see things. It could be that street dude. It can be that corporate dude. It can be that dude that's just lost in the sauce. Whoever you are, you know what I'm talking about. Because you probably that dusty and crusty dude I'm talking about right now. Do you feel? But my thing is this. You got to be careful of those type of individuals because they'll tie you up with they bullness. They will get you mixed up in that low frequency, bottom feeding mentality. They get you caught up in some bottom feeding type mentality, low frequency. And what do I mean by that? Sean B. Stoller, what do you mean? It's like that street dude, right? Or that individual that they only know one way of living, that criminal life. But you might be the tech person of the family. You feel me? You might be the tech dude of the neighborhood where you know how to fix people phones, iPhones, crack screens, unlock phones, where you could go get you some type of either go to school, get you a degree, learn the trade, go to school for that. But instead of them promoting you or influencing you to choose a better path, they want you to focus on some low frequency criminal activity because that's all they about. That's all they can see. And that's why I talk a lot about understanding yourself. Because when you're around these dusty, crusty individuals, man, whether they know it or not, they trying to get you caught up into the same mentality that they thinking. They trying to get you caught up in the same, you know what I mean, life struggles that they going through because they can't see past their own bullshit. Do you feel me? And who am I talking about? It could be a relative, a friend. associate, a coworker, a business partner, whoever they are. You know what I mean? Because it comes in all different phases, different fashions, and different faces to it. You know what I'm saying? Just because that just goes back to that saying, just because you get made money or you have money doesn't make you smart. You know what I'm saying? How you know that wasn't an inheritance that you may have received, huh? What if you won the lottery? Just because you won that money, if you didn't get out there and grit for it, if you don't come from a mentality of a certain way of living, your mentality was always or will be the same. So your life outcome probably will be the same as the person less than next to you. You know why? Because you thinking like you dusty crusty out here. You feel me? And you got all this potential. You may have came across an allotment of money, but you so much on this hood frequency, you don't even see the potential. You don't see different ways you can make money legitimately. So to all my young individuals out there, young G's, young ladies, get away from the dusty, crusty individuals, man. Because all they gonna do is get you caught up in some shenanigans. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna get you caught up in some type of lifestyle, some type of struggle that you didn't even have to go through. But because you associated or you grew up with this certain type of person, or you feel like you have to be loyal to a degree, but what are they being loyal to with you? See, I always thought in my head, if one person is doing this type of lifestyle, you usually don't want somebody else to follow up in your same exact footsteps. You want them to do better, right? Choose a different path, right? Or better yet, go in a whole different field so we can be stronger together in different ways. Do you feel? You know what I'm saying? So if you want a real conversation, let's have a real one. You know what I'm saying? Because just like these folks out here, preaching this street mentality, right? And I hate I'm going back to that, right? Because I said it a couple of videos ago, I wasn't gonna touch back on this, but watching that Mano and Troy Avenue, just watching a little clip of that little conversation, it just made me think, right? Because I'm a guy in my 40s, right? So when I look at people like Mano and folks like that, it's around my age bracket. One thing I dislike the most from older individuals is when they're still holding on to the street code. And let's be honest, most of them ain't living that no more. If you in your 40s, you're not rushing to go back to jail, man. I don't care what you say. If you in your 40s, you're not thinking like how you was when you in your 20s. Now, if you are, I feel sorry for you, but I don't. Do you feel? So that street mentality. And let's break that down a little bit more, right? So that street block stop sign front porch that you claiming in most big cities, if you haven't paid attention in the United States, they all being gentrified, right? Meaning that block radius that you used to claim is no longer the same anymore. It's probably getting even smaller, right? Because I hear it all the time, especially out here in California, where I live at in the Bay Area. It has completely changed. So I can only can imagine what New York is looking like. Because what I've heard, a lot of those barrels out there You know what I'm saying? They ain't nowhere the same of what they were in the 90s. So if that's the case, right? If that's the case, why are individuals are still holding on to a code that don't even exist? Especially with all this technology and cameras everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not coming at no specific person in general. I am speaking. So anybody my age, if you still talking about what you did in the 90s, maybe the early 2000s, and you glorifying that, or you making it seem like you still on that time, what are you really out here doing, man? I mean, because have your neighborhood got better since you so much of a gangster, you so much of a street individual, you so much of in the know of what's going on out here in these streets. Is your neighborhood any better than what it was when back in the 90s and the early 2000s? Is it any better today? Are you helping your people out today? Are they in better situations that you put your people in position? That's one thing I don't like about all this street mentality, man. You're so quick to say people need to uphold a code, but what's the point of holding up a code when you don't have no support? And I'm not condoning snitching. I'm not condoning none of that. I'm not a street dude, so I can care less. But I look at the flip side of it as well. Like anybody saying, you shouldn't be snitching, you shouldn't be doing that. Well, what are you giving them to not want to snitch? Meaning, what type of support do they have? You know what I mean? Because everybody want to be a boss, nobody want to work, right? So what are you giving them? Because at least if you worked at some type of corporate job, right? You have some type of pension, 401k, some type of retirement plan. What do you get when you not snitching, huh? Because I heard the feds, they pay what, 1,000 a week or whatever they paying. I heard even the feds is paying snitches, man. So everybody else is paying, but you want somebody in the hood struggling on Section 8 housing, some type of low income program to uphold some type of street code when they barely got money to eat. They barely got somewhere to sleep. So all that is going back to that dusty, crusty thinking, man. You feel me? Some outdated ways, some outdated mentality, some outdated, what the hell is that? Do you feel? You know what I'm saying? So that's my question, man. You know what I'm saying? So stay away from those type of individuals, man. Because these folks out here ain't pushing the line. Yeah, they pushing the line, the ones in position. You know what I mean? They pushing the line for themselves. They're gonna make sure they, pushing the Maybachs. They in the new Wraith, they in the new Benz. You feel me? With all the real jury on. While you still struggling and hold on to your love. You feel me? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, huh? Don't shoot the messenger, man. I'm just trying to really come out here and give people real game, man. I'm trying to give them a different way of looking at situations. You know what I'm saying? Because no matter where you're at in life, if you're still able to get out here and get active, you have a chance. You have opportunity. The question is, do you believe in that? Are you willing to make those sacrifices for that? Are you that dedicated to make it out of that? Huh? You know what I'm saying? That's the real question. Change. So it's like, hold on, just bear with me for a second. I think I'm gonna update my title here. Okay, there we go. So, to anybody that wants something different than what you're used to, you have to search for or look for different things out there than what you used to. You have to pursue things in a different way. Like I said a few times in previous videos, you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. You know, that's my opinion. Because it's like we all have struggles. We all come from where we come from. But at the end of the day, you still have to produce for you and yours. And it's like the people around you can be the things that hinder you if they're around you with too much negativity. Because as much as you can be as strong as you want to be, if you have somebody next to you that's constantly trying to bring you down, it's going to wear you down. And that's why protecting your energy is a very big thing. You know what I'm saying? And friends, loved ones, somebody you care about, for them to be in your life and you feel like they're important to you, it's important for them to have an understanding as well. You know what I'm saying? Because to a degree, you are the company you keep. So keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? But don't be no dusty, crusty individual out here, man. It's not worth it. I mean, you can look at the math of any, you know what I'm saying? Any negative situation. I'll say a lot of those times you're gonna have to deal with something. You know what I'm saying? Especially you talking about criminal activity. Come on now. You're gonna have to look at prison time, losing loved ones, or even losing your own life in the process. But my whole point of saying all this is that you gotta think it's a different way. Not everybody choose that type of mentality, that type of path to be successful. You know what I'm saying? So I just think we as a community, collectively, we all just have to look at things from a different angle if you want to change. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like we all, to a degree, most people You know what that negative type of lifestyle, what it ends up to be. You know what I mean? You know what it ends and how it ends, I should say. And it ends horribly in most of the cases. So instead of choosing that type of mentality, that type of low frequency thinking, how about you try something totally different than what you used to? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, there's so many options out here and you have opportunity out here, but it's up to you to see that. You know what I'm saying? You have to be looking at yourself like, you know what? I'm in a certain type of position right now, but I believe it's a greater. There's something greater out there for me, but you have to believe it first. Because I personally believe when you down and out, that's when those drastic mind thinking, drastic situations, drastic thinking happens, because you had a vulnerable moment. And if you got a dusty, crusty dude around you where say, oh man, we can come up, we can do this, we can do that. But what's the consequences that comes with that? Huh? So stay away from those type of individuals as much as you can and move accordingly out here. You know what I mean? And it's like I was talking to one of my partners earlier today, and it was crazy because the type of conversation we had, right? We was talking about work, we was talking about, that energy that you have or that confidence that you just ooze out that oozes out of you when you at a certain type of tax bracket. And I'm like, we was talking about it, and I'm like, you know what? You're right. I agree with that. But why is that? But I start to think to myself, as we was having a conversation, I'm like, the reason why, in my opinion, the reason why you have that certain type of confidence is because, for one, in most cases, you came from humble beginnings, right? Maybe stumbled, fell, you know what I'm saying? Life hit you, slapped you in the face, and you finally figured it out. Now you in position, but you still remember those tough, them sleepless nights. You still remember those struggles. But once you put yourself in position, you start to have a clear understanding or a better understanding of yourself and certain things that you used to worry about is not a problem anymore. So it's a whole different way of thinking when you don't have to think about struggling when you go into the grocery store, when you have to struggle about your everyday necessities. You know what I'm saying? Now you're planning trips, you doing this, you doing that. So through all that, you start having that confidence that you done built up because you remember those dark moments and you went through what you went through and you came out victorious. Now it's like, oh, what? You can't tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, but you only can make it to that level if you eliminate those dusty, crusty individuals out of your life, man. You know what I'm saying? Because until they see it, till they value themselves, It's just a waste of space. You just a waste of air. You a waste of energy around me, man. Do you feel me? Huh? Like you waste a whole bunch of energy talking to me about what? You know what I'm saying? You know? So it's like, nah, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't get it, man. I do not get it. Put the link out too, just in case anybody want to tap in with me. I got any guests, just in case. I put the link out there just in case anybody want to tap in. You want to converse with me? We can have a good conversation. You know what I'm saying? And it's like also what I look at too is that you got to understand your position and where you at, and not allow these dusty, crusty individuals to get into your energy space negatively. You know what I mean? You want to protect that energy. And the only way you can protect it, in my opinion, is to be careful who you allow into your space, man. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody get the same access. You know what I mean? It's like, come on now. It's like when somebody come over to your house, for the first time, do you show them everything in your house? Like, show you where your jewelry at and all this? And they're like, nah, bruh. You feel me? We're gonna stay in the living room. You know, you need something to drink, I'll go in the kitchen, you know what I mean, and bring it to you. You know, that's house, I'm definitely, give the house, definitely hospitality. But on top of that, I don't know you like that. You know? So you gotta be careful with that, man. So, because a lot of these folks, man, as you continue to talk to them, have a conversation with them, you'll slowly start to see what they really about. Some folks come out with it in the open, but a lot of times, from my experience, they don't. You know, so that's why it's important for you to make sure you protect your energy and protect what you stand for by having standards, having the terms and conditions. So when them dusty crusties come around, right? You can be able to weed them out quick. So don't allow them to come into your space, man. You know what I mean? You know? And it's another thing I want to mention too. I was looking at what else did I see? I seen something else. Oh yeah, I heard about that Vlad interview with the with the BTB Savage, man, BTB Savage. That was a real bad situation for him. Use your Googles on that. I mean, it's all over social media, but it's a bad situation there. I really don't want to touch on that because that's just real dark on that one. That's real bad. You know what I mean? But you gotta learn how to protect your energy, man. I can't stress that enough because when somebody is around you with that dusty, crusty energy, it brings your morale down. It brings you know what I mean? Your ambition, like your drive. It kind of takes away from you a little bit because somebody is so negative. Somebody is so insecure about whatever they went through. They're trying to put that energy off on you. So you got to protect yourself from that. You know what I mean? So I just had a little bit I want to come on here with tonight. And I want to thank everybody for watching this channel. And if you like what I'm kicking, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment. You can share it. It's cool. You know? And I'll be dropping another video. What's today? Friday. I won't be dropping something tomorrow, but Sunday I will be doing a live stream as well. So be on the lookout to my subscribers. I want to thank you, because I do this for me, but I also do this for you. That's why I try to make sure I kick a video, at least put out a video from 3 to 4 times a week. So on my channel, I try to stay very active. So you can definitely tap in with me or go back and watch the videos. So I definitely got a lot of different things on my channel. So please check it out. I appreciate it. You know, and that's about it. So I want to thank you again. Tapping in with the Sean B. Stoller. Y'all have a nice night. Until next time. Peace.